According to data from Beer Board, which monitors bar statistics around the country, pours of Bud Light have declined 6% in the first half of April. Since the controversy began about a month ago, shares of Bud's arch rival Molson Coors have notably outperformed AB InBev, the parent company, of course, of Budweiser. Look at that. Now, related or not, let's find out. Joining us now is Wharton School of Business professor and CNBC contributor Americus Reed. Americus, thanks for coming on. I don't want to dive into all the social and cultural stuff because that's what's going to get picked up by everybody else. What if you're teaching a class on this at Wharton? What's the syllabus? What's the first lesson plan?
Well, thanks a lot for the opportunity. Great to see you, Brian. I think the lesson plan and the syllabus says if you're going to attempt to go into purpose-driven marketing and align your brand with an ideological viewpoint or a political issue, there's really two rules. You either have to do all or none. So it's not a good idea to sort of thread a needle. You either have to commit and make that explicit commitment, and then you're all in no matter what, live or die by those core values you'd like to profess. And so here, I think the challenge was once the toothpaste was out of the tube, you can't really put it back. So now you have the issue of how do I make everybody happy? And that's challenging now because without taking a side, everyone's going to be kind of continued upset.
You know, we led the show, Americus, with Disney versus DeSantis, and I kind of said I thought it was going to be like a lose-lose. Like, I mean, I just don't know how anybody came out of there better off than they went into this. And I wonder if this is kind of a similar situation.
I believe it is a similar situation, Brian, because I think now you've got a situation, you've got the LGBTQ plus community with over $1 trillion of disposable income. They're going to feel left out. You've got the core consumer now who feels like they've been slighted and somehow their identity has been countered in a way that they didn't like. So now everybody's kind of unhappy. And so if you're Bud Light, the challenge is now you really have to say something, but what we actually saw, unfortunately, was kind of a stepping back and sort of a wishy-washy kind of statement about, well, you know, we'd like to make everyone happy and we'd like to be inclusive and we just want people to be happy and come together around a beer. And once you step into this world of purpose marketing, you just can't do that.
Tonight, Bud Light's controversy is still brewing. The latest fallout, two top marketing executives on leave, a company spokeswoman telling the Wall Street Journal. So what spurred all the backlash about beer?
Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us.
It follows a polarizing and brief brand partnership with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney during March Madness, who told her 1.8 million followers on Instagram that Bud Light sent her a can with her face on it, celebrating her first year as a woman.
Whatever team you love, I love too.
But for some fans of the brand, it was no cause to celebrate.
Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch.
The hashtag Bud Light Boycott appearing online and viral TikTok showing users pouring out the beer, destroying cans, and even going as far as pretending drinking the beverage leads them to change gender. Offline, a Florida restaurant refusing to sell Bud Light, telling our affiliate they removed the drink from its menu because transgenderism is in direct opposition to their biblical faith. But as the culture wars swirled around Bud Light, memes turned into misinformation. Videos like this surfacing, purporting to show mountains of their beer being steamrolled. When really, it was a video of beer that was seized at the border being destroyed after the pandemic. And another clip circulating showing a, quote, crybabies billboard that Bud Light did not actually put up. One marketing expert says sometimes instigation is by design.
I do not believe that someone did not sit and think our primary audience is going to turn. To what degree is up in the air, but we're definitely going to get that pushback. And it feels like someone saw a value in that.
But the company trying to do some damage control, issuing a statement on April 14th saying in part, we never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. We're in the business of bringing people together over a beer. Still, the announcement not doing much to stem outrage. That week, Bud Light sales dropping 17% compared to the year before, according to data compiled from industry group Bump Williams Consulting, who called it a, quote, notable acceleration of the sales declines. This as competitors, Coors Light and Miller Lite, simultaneously saw bumps. As Bud Light is under the microscope, both those other brands continue to support pride initiatives.
Miller Lite believes that everyone deserves to be their authentic selves.
And it didn't take long for politicians to jump into the fray.
You know, I'd rather be governed by we the people than woke companies. And so I think pushback is in order across the board, including with Bud Light.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis claiming corporate America is trying to change the country And Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders now selling koozies that look like Bud Light cans but say real woman on them.
Some big companies can't tell the difference between real and fake anymore.
Companies and elected leaders trying to leverage the situation.
The algorithms on social media platforms, they favor outrage. They favor all caps, and brands and politicians are figuring it out.
Supporters of the Bud Light campaign aren't staying silent, and the White House press secretary even weighing in.
When a transgender American posts a video about a brand of beer they enjoy, and it leads to bomb threats, it's clear that that level of violence and vitriol against transgender Americans has to stop.
Mulvaney speaking out on the podcast Onward with Rosie O'Donnell.
And the reason that I think I am so, I'm an easy target is because I'm still new to this.
We reached out to the influencer for comment and haven't heard back yet, nor were we able to contact the two executives on leave. The company telling the New York Times amid the controversy it made, quote, adjustments to streamline the structure of our marketing, as one of America's signature brands is caught in the middle of a cultural tug of war over the country's identity.
All right, Sam Brock joins us tonight from Miami. Sam, it's interesting. This is not the first time Anheuser-Busch, right, has gotten into some trouble over messaging when it comes to LGBTQ issues.
Anheuser-Busch, Tom, has straddled both sides of this issue. Seemingly, on one hand, they've been lauded by human rights groups for being an exemplary company supporting the LGBTQ community with ads, Tom, dating back really to the 90s in magazines and television, certainly. On the other side of the equation, they've been criticized as recently as 2021 for donating tens of thousands of dollars to lawmakers on the state level who are pushing anti-LGBTQ agendas. So it's a complicated history. But here's the upshot here. Look at their stock price right now. It's at about $65 a share, which is near its 52-week high, despite this controversy.